Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Saban. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of the DREAMERSPRO show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we have a hell of a show in store for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and sub to the channel. Now, let's get into this topic here. As you guys know, it is officially NBA opening night, and I'm sure a good amount of you are as excited as I am. As a matter of fact, some of the games we have, well, the only two games we have tonight on opening night are going to be the Boston Celtics versus the New York Knicks. And of course, the later game is going to be the Lakers versus the Timberwolves. And we put up two polls on our channel about an hour or so ago. It will be a few hours by the time you watch this show. So make sure you go ahead and vote. Essentially asking the audience who they think is going to win those games. So in the first game, we asked them who's going to win between the Knicks and the Celtics. Out of 821 voters, 68% are going with the Celtics. 32% are going with the Knicks. And then the next one, about 1,800 voters, 79% are going with the Wolves, while 21% are going with the Lakers. So we have that going on there. There's a lot of excitement there. But right before this opening week, we just got these rankings that were dropping from TNT. And the rankings are basically the top 50 players that Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and Charles Barkley chose, right? And as a matter of fact, I think it was on NBA on TNT or on TNT, the YouTube page, were actually reacting to their rankings. I think you had Vince Carter and Candace Parker, if I'm not mistaken. They were going through the rankings and kind of saying what they thought. So as I was going through the rankings, I actually saw it this morning when I woke up. I was like, what is this nonsense here? But then there was a pretty interesting one that has been creating a lot of attention. It has to do with Charles Barkley's top 20, but more specifically his top 10, where essentially he left out LeBron James and is causing a lot of people to be like, oh, Charles is hating again on LeBron and all of that. And I thought, hey, man, this would be an interesting topic to talk about in the heels of NBA opening night. But before we even get into Charles Barkley's rankings, today's video is brought to you by sponsor Prize Picks, which is the largest daily fantasy sports platform in North America. With only 4 months left until the end of the year, I look forward to creating special moments with family and friends by attending various theaters, shows, plays, and sporting events. And when it comes time for me to look for tickets, I absolutely love to use Game Time. Game Time is one of the most reliable marketplaces for last-minute tickets to the most popular events in sports, music, and theater in more than 60 cities across the United States and Canada. Game Time saves me money, time, and peace of mind, so I don't have to sort through thousands of tickets looking for the best prices or worry about whether or not if they're authentic or whether if I'm going to receive them on time. Game Time Picks, one of my favorite Game Time tools, analyzes thousands of tickets for all of your favorite events near your location and finds you the best possible deal so you don't have to. For example, I'm looking forward to this upcoming concert in Madison Square Garden of one of my favorite composers, Hans Zimmer. Here I can select the all-in price to see the total ticket price up front, no hidden fees. And now I can sort through the best possible deals I can find. I can choose the cheapest deals, the great deal, or the amazing deal. Once you select the ticket you want, you can use their panoramic seat view to ensure you know exactly what you're getting before you buy. And if you're like me and always make plans at the last minute, you can grab tickets up to 90 minutes after the event has started. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account and use redeem code CLNS for $20 off. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. Okay, so let's go over Charles's list here. And we want to put it up for you here. We're getting this one from House of Highlights. It goes Chuck's top 20 players in the NBA. Number 1, Nikola Jokic. Number 2, Luka Doncic. Number 3, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Number 4, Joel Embiid. Number 5, Stephen Curry. Number 6, Jaylen Brown. Number 7, Jason Tatum. Number 8, Kevin Durant. Number 9, SGA. Number 10, Anthony Davis. And then we get to number 11, where the controversy is, where Chuck has LeBron James ranked as the 11th best player. Then after that, he has Bam Adebayo, Devin Booker, Anthony Edwards, Lauri Markkanen, Paolo Banchero, De'Aaron Fox, Kyrie Irving, Scotty Barnes, and Pascal Siakam. So let me just address one quick point before we get to the next point. Let's look at Charles Barkley's top 4. he has Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and Joel Embiid. Of those 4 players, who's the most injured player on that list? I think it's safe to say that it's Joel Embiid, right? Joel Embiid missed the majority of the season last year, and we just got word that he'll probably never play any back-to-backs for the rest of his NBA career, which means that Joel Embiid is a very, very injury-prone player. Do you know who's outside of Charles Barkley's top 50? Kawhi Leonard. Do you know the reason why? Injuries. So how did Kawhi Leonard make it out of the top 50, but Joel Embiid made it in the top 5 for when they both have the exact same issue, which is injuries? I don't know. Just y'all help me figure it out. But now, let's look at his actual top 10. I agree with Nikola Jokic at number 1. I think that Giannis should be 2, but I'm cool with Luka being 3. I believe that those players that he listed, Nikola Jokic, Luka, Giannis, are the 3 best players in the world. If Joel Embiid is healthy, I will put it at 4 right there. And then that's when it gets interesting because he has Stephen Curry, which I have no problem with. He has Jaylen Brown. Well, he did win the Finals MVP for goodness sake. You have Jason Tatum. It'd be hard to leave him out when he was the only American player last year that made the All-NBA first team. So how he would not make it on the top 10, it would be you would have to explain to me how we would have second team and third team guys making it over. The only American guy to actually make the All-NBA first team last year. Y'all figure it out. Then he has Kevin Durant, which I'm sure some LeBron fans will be like, well, KD, LeBron is better than you. You have that aspect of it. Then he has SGA and he has Anthony Davis. Now, personally, I think Anthony Edwards should have replaced Kevin Durant. And that should have rounded out the top 10. And I would have kept Anthony Davis in the top 10 and LeBron out of it because I think that Anthony Davis is the best player on the Lakers. I think he is the best player on the Lakers. So him being in Charles Barkley's top 10, I have no issue with that. I think that he got that right. The only parts I don't understand about his list are Kevin Durant being above Anthony Edwards, especially Anthony Edwards. The fact that he can affect both sides of the court. He does play on both sides of the ball. You have that there. And the other thing I didn't understand is Joel Embiid. Not because I don't think Joel Embiid is a top 10 player, because he is. The only thing I don't understand is his criteria for excluding Kawhi because he's injury prone, but then keeping Joel Embiid. That's the only thing I didn't understand. And Kawhi Leonard made the all-second team NBA team last year. So I don't know. And as a matter of fact, he played more games than Joel Embiid last year. I think he played something like 68 games last year. So in terms of Charles Barkley's reasoning there, I don't understand that as well. Right? I don't understand what he has. And now if we look at the other part of the list, he has Bam Adebayo. I have no problem with that. Anthony Edwards, I don't think that Devin Booker is better than Anthony Edwards. I don't think that Bam Adebayo is better than Anthony Edwards. He is very valuable, and he may be looking at value in some of the things he does for a basketball team, but as an overall basketball player, I don't think that he's better than Anthony Edwards. I don't believe that Devin Booker is better than Kyrie Irving, but that's just me. I don't think he's better than Kyrie Irving. So I think Charles got the list right in terms of its top 3 players. I do believe that those are the top 3 players in the NBA, but I think he got it wrong by excluding Anthony Edwards out of the list. And I would like an explanation for him having Joel Embiid in his top 10 when he didn't include Kawhi Leonard in his top 10 because he said they were both injured players. But this is just my thoughts on it. So the question to you guys is, number 1, do you agree with Charles Barkley ranking LeBron James out of his top 10? And if you think he's wrong, what would be your top 10 players going into the season? Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comments and we catch you on the next show. Peace.